All right, guys. All right, guys. Let's talk about relationship issues. Let's have a discussion about relationship issues. So, relationship issues, I want to have a discussion about because, sometimes I don't always want to make bad cop content. I do a lot, and that's my passion. I'm gonna always do that. But I want to know what you guys think about relationship issues. Do you guys think that your best creators out there? Do you think that they have great relationships? Do you think that every creator out there is telling you the truth about their lives? What do you guys think? Tell me what you think, and tell me about your relationship issues, what you're currently experiencing in your life. I can tell you, I've had mine, and my partner has had hers. I can tell you, we've had our own together, but we got through it. But I know some of y'all didn't get through it, so let me know. some of y'all, some of y'all did not get through it. Some of us had more issues than others. I can tell you, I've been married before and divorced. I have a son I have not seen in quite some time. Um, there's a backstory that comes with that. Some of the backstory you can actually Google, and I'm out there. I'm out there, and my story's out there. So basically, my problem with relationship issues that I've had, and I'm just going to be candid with it. This is kind of an open and honest, like, live stream. I've had issues relating to women on an interpersonal level because of my ego. Uh, I have an ego about me, whereas sometimes it can make it difficult for me to relate to women. And that's something about it's a flaw in myself that I can admit. Because women don't have egos. Women typically think of others before they think of themselves because women are mothers, right? And not every mother's a good mother. I'm not saying that, of course, because my mother was not a good mother. But um, I will say that there's more of a nurturing side there versus men. Now, with that being said, there are some men who could be nurturing, absolutely. But what I find more often than not is that if the world were ran by women, it'd be a lot more peaceful, in my opinion. So that clashes with my ego a lot. You know, I have this thing about me.
Ah, I
So
was
I
gonna
have this
tell you
thing
to
about me.
invite me.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
You
Invite
gonna
you.
invite me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna restart.
Okay. So I'm gonna invite multi guest. Let's see, multi guest. Send a guest. Invite invite you. There we go. All right, so I invited her, and we gotta discuss relationship issues because again, I've had issues relating to women in some ways. In some ways, and in other ways, I kind of get them. You know, I guess. I've mostly had an issue because of my ego, and my ego doesn't really allow me to, engage in an argument and lose with someone. If I know that I'm right, and so I have that issue with myself. It's a flaw. Whereas, like, if I feel like I've researched something, if I feel like I'm right about something, I'm not going to get off the point. And and the problem that runs into with women is that women like it. And for just and maybe I'm just a man speaking on freaking women. My partner can agree or disagree, but I find that women kind of like it when men are more open and honest and vulnerable. And for me, because I've had to live a very, very tough life, I've had problems with being vulnerable because being vulnerable, even for a second, could have got me killed. And so I have this outer shell about me, whereas I'm always ready to strike like a freaking cobra almost. Um, and I guess that's the most unfortunate part about growing up the way that I did, because I don't think I ever really had a chance to have a childhood. And so you don't have a childhood, you never had a chance to really develop property, develop properly. Um, it can cause you to have some relationship issues with people and issues with relating to people. It doesn't really matter how good of a person or how bad of a person you tend to be. The issue that I had mostly was just my ego. I couldn't get over myself. There's some times in which I would have arguments with my partners, and it would just devolve. right? It was just devolve, and I couldn't take the hint that sometimes it's better to just walk away. I couldn't take the hint, and that's a flaw. That's not something to be praised or cheered or congratulated. It is absolutely a flaw. It is something within me where I refuse to back down, and it's not because they're women. It's because that's just happens. That's just how it happens to boil down more times than not, because I'm in relationships with women. So I've been working on that with myself about how to just let some things go, because that's gonna come. That's gonna come with time. Now, the other thing that I have that's within myself, and you guys can share your own stories. You can join guests. You can talk about your own particular stories. But one thing that I know that I got to work on myself with is setting things up in case things fail. I don't go into any relationship believing that things are going to work out, because things typically don't work out for me. So I will give blind faith to someone, but I do it with the expectation of them backstabbing me, because you know we are only a sum total of our life experiences. You are nothing more than the shit that you've been through. So what you see in a person is not, you know, as they are, but who they were, and a collection of it.
Disagree with that.
Okay. Here you go. Here you
go. Just the part about, you're the sum total of what you've been through, and you're only, a reflection of what you've been through. Not when you have a strong enough spirituality that, like I do, and you feel the bond with your ancestors so strongly that you just know things, because your bones know them. And you always have this constant source of strength that's not from inside of you, because you're tired. 36 years old, and I am so tired. Like, my bones are tired. But I feel that, I feel the universe and, just the spirit world always, pushing me forward just to keep going, not to give up. And so I don't agree with that, because I've been through more bad stuff in my life than good, but there was a certain point of my life that I was able to turn it around slowly, but I was. And then it's kind of snowballed from there, the good stuff. So, and now it's like mostly good stuff and less bad stuff. So, I don't know. I think, but I'm a Taurus. So I'm stubborn. But, stubborn is the negative connotation of the adjective. The flip side is tenacious. Tauruses are tenacious as all get out, and when a Taurus has their eye on the prize for something positive, something wholesome, something that'll build you up or help, help your life or your, livelihood or your family or whatever, watch out, because nothing's going to stop that Taurus. Nothing's going to get in their way.
So I'm trying to get Brown Girl on the bus back on here. She's I'm
Why'd
trying
she
to
leave?
I don't know. She said that she got to invite me, so I'm going to invite her over. Just trying to see what's going to happen. Just trying to see where is she. But we're going to try to invite her back
over.
on.
Thoughts on what I just said?
Well, I just said. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's how I feel about this, right? I feel this, right?
There you go.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Apologize. So
All right.
my partner just
Keep
spoke
the
to me.
lady waiting.
My partner just spoke with something real quick. Let me just answer real quick. So she was saying that what we can you kind of like sum it up like real quick?
Well, say what you said first.
I was saying that you're really just a sum total of your life experiences. That you're just really you're really the way that you are is a sum total of what you've been through, good or bad. But you were saying something different.
Oh, well, I don't agree just from my own personal experiences because I'm really really spiritual, and I have a connection to my ancestors and a connection to the spirit world and a connection to the local ancestors because I believe everyone has two types of ancestors. You have blood, like family
True.
ancestors, but then you have your ancestors of the land where you live and the people who also live there too. You may not be related to them, you may not have anything to do with them, but they are your land
Your
ancestors, you
local
know?
area,
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the area that
Exactly.
I was
Yeah,
just in here. I don't let people
I love
know,
it.
but I keep these in my hand quite
Love it.
often, and
Yeah.
I don't be reading nobody because I don't want your energy.
You're right.
I don't know what you might have over there,
You're right.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a combination of both of you guys. Because I feel like, let me get my head right. Okay, so
Yeah.
initially, when we come into this earth, we come into this earth as pure spirits.
Mhm.
I feel like a large journey of our life is a journey to remember that spirit. Okay, as we grow, we're a vessel, we're an empty bowl or empty glass, whatever vessel you want to be, that's filled with life experiences that make us who we are. But at some point, spirit does come back to speak to you to bring you back to the source,
Yeah.
which is that spirit that you were born with, that innocence.
Yeah.
And then when you go into your next transition, your energy transform back to that's one light, that one spirit. That's what spirit has spoke to me to help me understand life and the journey that we have
Mhm.
as from spirit to flesh to spirit again. you know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what that is the way I understand it.
Yeah.
And
I
the
like it.
crazy thing is that people don't realize that just because you understand that journey different than another person does not make that other person's journey or understanding of it invalid.
Right.
Because it's for you as an individual. We come in by ourselves and we leave by ourselves.
Mhm.
There's an old saying about that. It's just a little bit more crass.
Yep.
My mama used to say it all the time. It had a whole bunch of cuss words in
Mhm.
it.
Yep. Yep.
So our understanding is specifically for you
Yeah.
to get through to that end goal.
Well,
So
it's like that meme that was going around Facebook for years that had the adult yellow lab dog or white lab, and then it had the white lab puppy, and they both had been in the mud. But the mud came up to like his neck, and the
that yeah.
and the adult lab, it came up maybe a couple of inches, like down by his ankles,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And the title was "How deep is the mud?" And then it says depends on who you ask. And I was like,
Right.
oh, thank you, finally,
Right.
yes,
Right. Because
yes,
we all react to this world by what we were filled with.
yeah,
The key, the when life, this is where the light bulb went off in my head in life. When I realized I had the opportunity to control that,
mm,
how I react to the world,
yeah,
no matter what trauma. I hate that word. I hate the word trauma, y'all. I feel
yeah.
like people use it as an excuse too much sometimes
That's true. That's true. It's like, well, if you know this about
because
yourself, then why aren't you trying to change it? You know,
change it.
you can't just say, oh, I la la la. It's like, okay, well, change it. Work
Not
on it.
negating that there are some things that mental health is a very important thing, and people have triggers. But the part of understanding your own triggers is also understanding how to maintain in the world and function in the world and do things to make them less.
Yes.
To
Exactly.
to get less triggers.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. What's my part to play? Because
right.
if I keep showing up to the circus, well, then that's my fault. If I keep inviting the circus into my house, if I keep.
I don't feel so crazy right now. Like I'm like I found people that speak my language.
Like if I keep
like
sticking my finger in the socket.
You're a little kid, right?
It ain't the socket's fault. It ain't the electrician's fault. Yeah, self-accountability.
It's like when you're a child, you put your hand on the stove one time, you learn that's hot. You don't put your damn hand on it no more.
I've been saying lately, life is the best teacher. She's the most cruel and harsh, but she's the most effective because usually
the most effective teacher.
You only got to go through it once. Usually.
Exactly.
Usually.
Because we're going to remember what... Number one, you're probably going to have a scar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we inherently remember trauma, pain, hurtful things more than happy, upbeat, joy.
Yeah.
Trauma lingers longer.
Yeah.
It lingers longer.
It
gives a bigger impact. It leaves a deeper scar
than
happiness.
Yeah. Which is kind of not
we have the power to shift that thing.
Yeah.
You can turn your pain into joy because I'm an optimist. I'm sorry. I forgot to say. I'm an optimist. I don't see negative things as negative things. I see them as experiences for me to be better.
Oh, that's just being a pragmatist. You're not an optimist. You're a pragmatist like me.
Pragmatist. New word.
Well, your philosophy actually sounds a lot like Buddhism.
It is.
Like looking at things.
Got Buddha.
Yeah. It's like Thich Nhat Hanh has a book called No Mud, No Lotus. Have you heard of it? Have you read it?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
So good. I literally have been surviving off of the first 2 pages of that book for the last 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, like I didn't need to keep reading. I got everything I needed just from like the first chapter. It's so funny, but I collect books. I have a problem.
I don't like. Here's a disclaimer that everybody's probably gonna be like baffled. I hate reading.
Really?
Yes, I do. I will. When I seek knowledge, I have to go to exactly what I want, and I will get through it like that. But if my brain is not focused to that topic,
yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Oh, that's funny. I'm the opposite because I have ADHD, and even though I'm medicated, I still I am Alice, and I will go down the rabbit hole, and then I'll walk away 2 hours later, a subject matter expert in 3 new things.
Yeah, if I have I guess I do have a bit of. Somebody told me I did have ADHD. I have to really. Well, no, we're gonna go back to spirit. This is my spiritual side. I'm a Virgo.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And if I'm
a Taurus sun sign, but my moon and rising are Virgo, so I'm more Virgo than Taurus. I knew I liked you for some reason.
Listen, I don't know none of that. I'm just hungry. That's all I am.
I just found my sister.
Yes.
We just gravitate towards each other.
Did you know that the majority of there more serial killers were Virgos than any other sign?
Yeah, I could probably. We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, right. The whole like OCD type of personality, though. I mean, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. So.
Yeah, we're sociopaths. We are. But because we understand our madness,
yeah,
it's like if I wanted to destroy someone, I could.
Yeah,
it would be easy. I would enjoy it. I would have no empathy about it. But I just know it's wrong because I also believe what you put into this world come back to you.
Right.
and I ain't got time
And we
to fight
choose
all that
to use our skills for good rather than evil.
for good,
But
for
don't get it
then evil.
twisted. We can. We can go to the dark side.
Capable,
Capable, yeah. Oh
very
yeah.
capable to
It
blow the
is
world up.
it is
Okay.
a thin line that we are struggling with every day.
What people don't understand about Virgos too is that we're our our animal is an angel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's an angel. It's a lady. It's an angel.
Yeah.
She's an angel.
Yeah.
And people look at angels. We're not the like even when what's his name for Valentine's Day give you love, he shoot you with an arrow in your butt. That's exactly how Virgo give love. I'm gonna give it to you. You're gonna get an arrow shot in your butt.
Yeah, right.
You know,
We'll be a little aggressive.
it's gonna be the realest love you ever had.
Right? Yeah.
You ain't gonna know what to do with it. You're gonna be crazy.
Yep.
You're gonna be like, why the hell am
Intense
I so in love?
in your face.
Oh my god. But angels are also what were angels to God? That was his warriors.
Yeah.
And people look at that and they experience the angelic spirit of Virgos, and they see the magic, they feel the energy, they feel that they're drawn to it. They also mistake it for only good
Yep. Yep.
because they're beautiful. They're they have this light that
Yeah.
they're drawn to. But just like every light gives off heat, and if you go into that light too close, you might burn yourself up and set on fire.
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
we are warriors.
Yeah.
We desire to love, but we have no soul.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I mean, I tell this to everybody I date before I date them. They don't believe me.
Yeah. I just feel
Oh,
bad
you're
for
so
this
great.
guy. I just feel bad for this guy because I'm like a double Virgo, and then
Whew.
a splash of solid Taurus in there. So it's just
Taurus.
like I'm just like doubled down on my Virgo-ness because of the Taurus. And
Yeah. And Virgo and Taurus are very close in characteristics, and they actually are very compatible. So if you're in line with both of them, boy, you're a
yeah,
strong man.
I'm 2/3 Virgo, 1/3 Taurus, which are all Earth signs. And
Yes.
then my Chinese zodiac is feminine Earth, so I'm actually quadruple Earth sign. And
What animal are you in your Chinese zodiac?
an ox and a
Oh
Taurus are
my
the
god.
same animal. I know. So I got a double totem, and I'm a quadruple Earth sign.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Right?
Whew, honey, you are very grounded. I know that.
Yeah.
You're very grounded. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. You know what? I used to get somebody told me something about my birthday because I'm like a double digit birthday 9977,
Oh, I like
and they
that.
told me something about that, and I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look up in numerology and see what they were talking about. But I'm a snake. I'm a Virgo snake in
Okay.
Chinese,
Yeah.
which kind of like connects with. You think about the Adam and Eve story
Yeah.
and the snake, and people give the snake the wrong connotations of his purpose. He had a purpose too. People
Yeah.
want to see his purpose as being evil, but he was basically just showing Eve what knowledge was.
Mm-hmm.
He just gave a suggestion
Right?
and
He
she took it.
didn't hold a gun to her head.
He didn't make her eat that apple.
No, he didn't.
He did not make her eat that apple.
No, he didn't.
He said, if you eat that apple, you're going to know more.
Yeah.
And Eve had a thirst for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So she ate the damn apple.
Yeah.
Now, it did not bring evil, it brought knowledge. The knowledge is that the world was not beautiful and pretty and magical the way Eden was.
Yeah.
And they took their asses up out of damn Eden and went into the world. If that had never happened, we would not be here. Well, you know, if you believe in that story of creation.
Right.
But it's a great story.
Yeah.
You know, but people look at Prince, baby, it's okay. People look at objects that are considered evil. I don't believe in evil.
Me
Evil
neither.
does not exist.
Me neither. Yeah.
Does not exist. The
There's
only evil that exists
energy.
is in you.
Right.
That you create and give life to.
Right. Like intention. The intention behind something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we have a beautiful thing called choice.
Yep.
And I choose to use my evil for good.
Right. Me too. Well, that's a perfect segue back to what I forgot I even mentioned before, because the conversation has been amazing. But No Mud, No Lotus by Thich Nhat Hanh. The whole premise is that it's exactly what you said. It's an example of that lotuses grow in mud, and mud is like gross and dirty, but the lotus flower is absolutely beautiful, right? So you must have the mud in order to have the lotus.
Have the lotus.
Yep. And he was saying, you know, like in Buddhist philosophy and the teachings, you know, good isn't good and bad isn't bad. They just exist, but they need each other. They're two sides of the same coin.
They need each other.
Yeah, because if we didn't have any of the bad stuff, the good wouldn't be good. It would just exist.
Everything would just be like Eden.
Yeah. Yeah, but with nothing to compare it to, you know? It's just your everyday run of the mill whatever. It's not like special or anything. And so I think
it wouldn't allow us to grow. We will be complacent beings on this earth, not seeking to get better and to survive and to adapt and manipulate things on this earth to survive.
Exactly.
You have to have it.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And it gives you perspective.
And the funny thing is, I'm sorry, baby, go ahead.
Oh no,
I'm looking at the background.
Yeah.
Do you see your background?
Yes.
The cat that jumped by, he back there boxing. I'm like,
I know.
I'm sorry, I'm a piece of martial artist, so I'm doing some kata drills like behind.
He's getting back. He's joining a gym. He's joining a local martial arts gym. I'm really happy for him because he's been wanting to get back into it. So he's like, I'll be there every day. And I'm like, that's okay, honey. Go every day.
Go for it.
Be happy. It'll make him happy, you know?
Just do your thing. I support you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, when this guy's happy, we're all happy.
Yes. I support you. I support you.
Yeah.
That's my favorite word.
You're right.
The funny thing is, when you talk about, it's like I told you, I don't like to read. And I feel bad about it, but I don't, because like what you connected something that I learned or just came to me. And I think I say spirit gives it to me. The knowledge that I have is spirit, and then I get confirmation from other individuals, or they send me to a source of what spirit has taught me.
Right.
And my life has literally gone down that path my whole entire life. Like when I was very young, our spirit would connect to me and tell me things, and I would go write it down. And an adult come look at me like, "Where do you learn that from?" That's this. Here, read this book. You know, and I'm like, "Oh." You know, they would give me, and that's been my journey with spirit and with myself. You know, learning how to communicate and utilize those things. So when I get a source, because the lotus, you don't know, I love the lotus flower. I have it all over the place. It's when I was a apprentice with an artist in New York. His name is Litana Igungu. You guys can look him up. He's a he's a fashion designer, all kinds of stuff. But he's a repurposed artist. Lita Igungu. He's from Jamaica, and I was his apprentice. And the basis of his art was the lotus flower.
Oh my God!
And
I love it.
So I used to sit there literally because I was his apprentice. He would come up with designs, and his designs always had lotus flowers in it.
Oh, that's
and of course, I had to help him create this stuff.
Yeah.
And so it became like part of the center of my spirituality, not so much my art, but my spirituality, learning from him what it means to him, and his, just journeying with him as I work with them. Yeah. So that's just like connected on so many ways.
I love the synchronicity. I love it. And Outlaw Mystic said downloads, spirit guided. Yes, absolutely. I love those downloads.
I will end up reading that now because it's like, boom, there go the source of what you've been feeling all this time.
It's just,
and I did study is the Kabbalah. And I absolutely love the Kabbalah, the 72 names of God. People sleep on that because it is a great exercise to learn how to control your reactions to the world.
Yes. I'm still learning.
It's a life journey thing, but I mean, I'm literally like stuck on like chapter 3 or 4 or something of Kabbalah. Like I have to go look, but it's like I can't get past that because I'm still working on manifesting like energy, my physical being. Like this one that you meditate on, one of the names of God that you can meditate on, that you can literally change your appearance. And honey, I've been meditating on that for the past 10 years. I will not age. I will not age.
Oh,
and I remember like when I got to that, real talk, when I got to that, I was in a place where I didn't see my own inner beauty, outward beauty, and I never saw myself as a attractive person or a person that people look at and be like, she's pretty. I didn't get that kind of attention. After I started meditating on that, complete change.
Yeah.
Being approached by people, and I'm like, I'm still the same me.
Right.
And then my friends be like, no, girl, did you get plastic surgery? I'm like, no.
Wow.
Do I really look different? They're like, you look younger than you did when you was in high school.
Wow.
Like, I'm about to be 45.
High school aged all of us, so that's not... High school was rough.
But it's a training because if we think about it, we only use 10% of our brain. What is that other 90% doing?
Yeah.
And the Kabbalah is a guide for the names of God that you meditate on. You can't even pronounce the names. You meditate on the symbol and the concept that is taught to get that energy. I think at the end of it, like, you should be able to like float and all that stuff. Oh my God, if I could ever get there, I'm out of here. But
I keep having dreams that I can fly like Peter Pan. That was my favorite movie when I was a kid. And I keep having dreams that I figure out how to fly, and then I wake up and I'm disappointed for the, nth time. And then I'm like, why do I keep dreaming this?
I'm still freaking here. I'm supposed to be over there.
I just want to be able to fly. Is that so much to ask? I just want.
Mine is running. I see myself running so fast that my hair is like this. Like that Dragon Ball Z run. You're like,
yeah. Oh my
I see myself running so fast. It's like I'm passing by like everything, going through cities and stuff. I can feel the air. I can feel my body moving.
Cool.
And I don't think it's the fact that I'm moving fast. Is that that's how I desire to move fast through the world. Like I think it's a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
Of how I see myself in the world, to be able to,
yeah.
cover that ground in that
Yeah,
fast pace, you know.
that's
So,
cool.
but your floating thing is symbolic too. Being in the air and having a aerial view of the world is you know is a what am I thinking? The words won't come out sometimes, but
I
having that view of the world from that high up place,
I feel like I can always see the big picture. I'm
the big picture.
really
That's
good
what I'm
at
talking
that.
about.
Yeah, I
Right,
am really good at seeing the big picture. I mean, foresight like you wouldn't believe.
right,
Like I'm
and
like
that might be the
almost
symbolism of
freaky.
you flying, because
Hmm.
if you can see the whole area, you could be like, all right, we've been talking about this one small little stick on the street, but look how these goddamn sticks all over the
Yeah, yeah,
you know, the big picture. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's awesome.
I never realized that until you pointed that out. Oh my God, that is
You
so
see the big
cool.
picture of the world. And
Yeah,
that's a beautiful way to see the world, because we often get very shallow in our view. We have tunnel vision.
yeah,
We get involved. We get pulled into being involved in internalized things versus seeing that there's a bigger picture to even the internalized thing that we're dealing with.
yeah,
You know, like my personal issues do affect the world.
yeah,
It does affect my neighbor. It does affect those other people. It does affect, you know, other individuals. But if I get stuck in just thinking it's just about me, then I'm gonna number one, I'm gonna suffer because I'm gonna be very lonely and by myself.
yeah,
And number two, I won't be able to transform that energy to use it for what it's really for. It's there to really help me recognize what I need to get out into the world to do, or what I need to run towards to try to change, if not for myself, then for others.
right. Well, and
Uh,
I also think that getting through things is part of our duty to show other people that it can be done and that
it
they
can be
can get
done.
through their things too because we went through it and we
Yeah,
made it, you know.
we have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people out there that I remember feeling times where I felt as I was alone in my situation, but there's at any given time somebody's going through the same thing, if not worse.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
ideally not alone. We're just not connected to each other.
Right. Right. Yeah. The
Our
trippiest.
feelings are not original.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
they're, they're human nature.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's natural.
Yeah. I went through the most
So,
I went through the most amazing experience after having the worst experience in my life. I had a miscarriage of a baby that I
mm-hmm.
wanted. But when I started to talk about it, and you know, I'm the Taurus. I'm defiant. I'm like, I don't care about
Our
anyone's
head.
comfort. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about, and there are no
Uh-huh.
more taboo subjects in this was 2016. But but you know, I told people whoever would ask, you know, you'd be surprised how many people, you know, ask a woman of childbearing age. I mean, no, you wouldn't be surprised, but everyone else would be, you know, like, oh, do you have any kids? You know, like, yeah, I have one in heaven. And that's what I say to
Yeah.
everyone who asks, not to be a jerk, but just to honor my baby because I like to talk
Right.
about him, you know? But
Yeah.
like right after
And
that happened, all of the women, they were coming out of the woodworks telling me about their stories. And
their stories.
I felt such a sense of community. I mean, I was sad that they had been through it too, but I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
alone. I was not alone,
Exactly.
and I could lean on them and talk about it, and they would talk about their babies, and wow.
It's is and that's why. And I was raised in a house that it was taboo to talk about negative things.
Yeah.
It was taboo to talk about death. Like I have a little brother that died
Mm.
when he died like 3 days after he was born. I
Oh.
remember feeling him in my mom's belly, I remember talking to him, playing with him while he was in my mom's belly. To me, he still is valid. But after he died, nobody talked about it. The whole family was like it never happened because that was their previous way of coping with things, is not talking about it. But then they had this child that wasn't gonna stop talking about it. You know, do you think Julius can hear me? Do you think Julius can this, that, and other? Mom, Julius this and Julius that? You know, like I know he's in heaven, but you know, like, because that's my brother. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that if we, you know, that's the same thing with mental health, how it's been so difficult for people to admit it's all about being a human being. We
Yeah.
all have been depressed. We all go
Yeah.
through ups and downs. Emotions is normal.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We all get angry. We all get sad.
Yeah.
Some of us don't feel like getting the hell up sometimes,
Mhm.
you know, but we hide it behind closed doors and have been made. Shame has been put on showing that publicly and expressing it to people. That's where we end up with people unaliving themselves and, you know, doing harm to themselves because they don't have anyone to connect to.
Yeah.
And so I've always, like, because I was raised in a house like that, I just couldn't. And when I turned 18, I was told I can speak with other adults and could speak my mind. When I was 18, girl, I lit into the whole family and told every truth that was hidden, every lie that was put under the table. And because I had to heal.
Yeah.
And I'm the black sheep of the family because of that. And I don't care because it did change things. It changed my relationship with my mother because she told me things about my history, my father, my family that I should have known. Secrets all under the table just because of fear of what the world would think of them not being perfect. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
All these folks that go to daggone church and you're told you're born not you're born into sin, but you don't believe into admitting into your damn sin. And you know, we're born into sin, so why are we hiding it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it taboo to talk about it?
Right.
You know? Imperfect beings so scared to show that they're not perfect.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, which is making people just go completely nuts because everyone's been cooped up for 2 years because of COVID, and this is not normal. And I think everyone in the
No.
world experienced at least a COVID-induced depression / anxiety and social anxiety when the world reopened. And it's like
PTSD.
we're all freaking out, but we're trying not to freak out, but we're freaking out, and it's like
We're freaking out. Right.
freaking out, man.
I don't even want to go out in public because I don't even know how to react anymore.
Right?
I'm just like, are we wearing masks or not? You know,
It's like it's
because
just
here in this space, I can do whatever I want. If you come in this little bubble I have over here, my bubble is COVID free.
yeah.
But literally, when I go out in the public, I don't know what this city is doing.
Right.
I don't know if everybody we still wearing masks or not.
Right.
I'm wearing one, but you know, am I gonna get looked at crazy or, you know, like
Yeah.
that's my reality. That is truly my reality. When I leave my space, I am awkward in the world now because this has been safe. This is safety.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
I know.
But
it's like
that's reality. It's not just mine.
I think we all lost a little bit of social skills, just a little bit. Like we all regressed a little bit because of the you know, quarantining and social distancing. And that's, you know, and it's just it kills me how people are being so hard on each other out in public, and you know, people are getting into fights and killing each other still, and it's like, hey, we're all on edge. We are
We all
all
doing
on
the same
edge.
thing.
Like I think we all need
Exactly.
to take a chill pill and, like, you know, give
I
everyone the
want a
benefit of
real
the doubt.
pill.
Yeah.
Can
I
I have
mean,
a real pill, please?
you know, give everyone the benefit of the doubt because everyone has been through
Yeah.
this if you were living on planet Earth for the last 2 years.
Exactly.
Jeez.
We all been living in a bubble, our own bubbles, and we have to learn how to, you know, relate and interact with each other again.
Yeah.
You know, thank goodness for social media, because when the bubble happened, when it started with the bubble, I found TikTok. I don't know what I would have did without it, honestly, because it was my connection to other people in the outside world.
Yeah.
Um,
I went back to
but
school.
everybody don't.
I
So I
got
haven't been into the office in the
financial aid.
past 10 years.
You what?
I haven't been in the office in the past 10 years. So I was already in a bubble.
Yeah.
It got smaller though. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
More insular.
yeah. Whew. If you only knew. I have 3 people that's allowed inside this bus. One is Sam, the other one is Susie, and the other one is not my girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend, but
The
not my girlfriend, but my friend.
iced coffee said world needs open convos on post-COVID boundaries on a micro scale for the sake of self-care. I agree.
I
Yes.
agree.
Can you make that go viral, like everywhere? Like
Please.
just blast
Like,
that everywhere, like Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Crockpot,
like
whatever
for
the
real.
hell. Like just
And we need the finances and support to do it.
yeah. Yes.
Nobody, you know, like they had this big COVID plan and everything, and you know, what about afterwards? We have to heal, and we have so much. We have to heal on so many levels, but just that by itself, getting back into society, you know, on a more, it's never going to be normal, but a more normal level, it's going to be difficult. It divided us in so many ways.
Yeah. I agree. We're not going back to normal, and I don't want to go back to normal because normal was crap before 2020.
Normal was the sugar coat.
Normal wasn't. You know, the good old days weren't good for everyone, type of thing.
No, it wasn't.
And
we have knowledge now.
We have knowledge, and everyone was watching when everyone was sitting at home doing nothing. And
right.
I truly believe that I just saw something on the news the other day about like the 10-year anniversary of Trayvon Martin, or the 20-year anniversary or something? Oh my God.
I think it might be this. Is it 20 years?
I think so. And I was just,
Goodness gracious.
just looking at his picture, he was just a baby. Oh my God. He was just a baby. And I told my boyfriend, I was like, God, like if that would have happened in a post-COVID, post-George Floyd world, George Zimmerman would be locked up.
He would be locked up.
He would.
We have this beautiful thing that this gift that we've been getting. We don't realize it's a gift that we were given because of this time. Because yes, we are all watching now. We are all paying attention now. We are focused in because we have to.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I don't want to go back to the way we were before, because we didn't have to, and we chose not to.
Yep.
Focus in.
Yeah.
I just hope that we stay focused as we come out more.
Yeah.
And don't let it go. We have to keep the momentum going with it, with this. Right. Recognizing the connections and the things that's happening in our world that affect us and our community and our country and our world.
Yeah, and our planet.
You know, it's getting even bigger now, especially now with you know, Pootie Tang over there doing.
Oh, that's
somebody
great.
Call him Vanilla. That's Vanilla Pudding, but I call him Pootie Tang, Pootie Man.
That's great. Oh my God.
Pootie Poo Poo.
Yeah. Right.
Now it's getting even bigger. You know, people don't understand the effect that war is going to have on the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
What do you say?
He said all that white on white crime. He's so stupid. Love it. Oh my God.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Listen,
But
man. We
we're
need
about to
more Russian
go
fathers
into.
in the home, okay?
You can't do nothing with him. Ooh, I mean, but it is going to affect all of us in one way, shape, or form. You know.
It must be a part of their culture, man. You know what? You know what? I think they might have had the the Chernobyl experiments. You know, like the freaking Tuskegee experiment, Chernobyl experiment. They was sitting over there. They was having tea and crumpets and just eating up radiation, man. I tell you, gotta be something. I tell you,
Don't they
I
have
tell
they
you,
have access to
Putin
that
right now,
city? Don't
he
they?
is not on cold, man. Putin is not on cold right now. Putin right
No,
now.
they got. Did you see they're taking protesters for saying 2 words?
Listen, my thing is
He ain't got. Look, he
Putin.
ain't got shit on
Putin
Trump.
said.
He like Trump. Let me show you how you really do it. This is how
Putin
you snatch
said,
a
Right?
protester.
Yeah,
listen,
Two
no
I
words.
kidding.
agree to not invade white countries so long as y'all remain the freaking majority. I can see the writing on the wall, baby. Listen, I'm no weatherman, and I don't got no magic power, but I got a calendar. And 2040 is fastly approaching. It is coming in
Oh
hot.
my side, it is. It
Mm-mm-mm.
really is.
You got some folks
I
right
see you
now.
got a goat cat too.
Yeah. That's Rue. She is our blind cat, and she loves to be like on our backs or like
On
on
your
like
shoulders and back.
every.
Yeah.
She's so silly. She's blind.
Goat
My
cat. That's
little
what I call
Reiki master. I think
it.
she plays the blind card a little too much sometimes. He and I both think that she's laying it on a little thick because sometimes
Uh-huh.
she'll do the meow, and she just wants me to go in there and give her some treats. She's
Right.
so
She's like,
demanding.
I'm blind.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Remember?
yep. But then every time our American bully Aphrodite will walk by, she's all
Uh-huh.
and she's like swatting at
Yeah.
her, and I'm like, you little sucker, what you doing?
Well,
So
she know what she doing. She can fend
and
for
she does.
herself. Don't be
She's
playing into it,
diabolical.
mommy.
She's a cat.
I had one like that. Her name was Coco. She just passed away like last year.
Oh,
She
I'm
was
sorry.
19 years old. She was a dog.
Oh
And she
wow.
would sit on my shoulder, and she was blind in both eyes because she had cataracts, and they couldn't do
Yeah.
surgery on her. And she would
Oh.
play it up. And I'm like, Coco, I know you know full English. Get out my shoulder begging and stuff. You know how to go
You know
down
your other
there.
dog in the building jealous, right? Zoe's
Huh?
like, what about me? Her
Yeah.
facial expression looks so goddamn crazy.
This is Zoe.
Her facial expression looks so
She's like,
goddamn crazy. Yo, she's like, what the?
She's
I
like,
just don't you know
hey,
I'm here.
what about me?
She is so taken
Right.
aback.
What about me?
Oh, whatever.
But
I'm
Whatever.
cute.
She's
Look,
so
I'm
cute.
licking my butt.
You gonna start cleaning
I
yourself.
have
You're gonna be so
talent.
cute then.
right.
Oh, mercy.
God.
And then we got
Like
this
I'm
other
doing a
behemoth
trick.
here.
Yeah.
This other behemoth here. Let me show you something. It's sprawled out here.
Oh God.
I'll lay
She self-identifies as freaking roadkill.
Roadkill. What's your pronoun, baby? Roadkill. That's my talent. I don't know. She be like hungry.
Yeah.
She be like food. Good morning, mommy. Food.
She has so much attitude though, Deity.
Mm.
There's a song by Technina. It's the F word, everybody but me. Do you know that song?
Oh yeah. Mm. Yeah,
That's
there's
her
about.
theme song. That's her theme
Oh, for real?
song.
She's a diva, yo.
Screw everyone
Yeah, she's
but
a diva.
me.
And
And I
Oh,
really wish someone would.
yeah, she is
like try
she
me.
is not straight smack, yo.
She
You
is
can
She is
try,
not
but you're
straight
not
smack.
gonna
such a
win.
diva. Such a diva. But she's beautiful, so she can get away with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we actually
I
thought
got
about
the
breeding them,
Tally
man.
and the Tally and the Prince, and they play like they don't like each other, but then they cuddle up and they be sweet to each other and all cuddle up at nighttime and stuff. They a couple at night, but in the daytime, they are fighting for my attention.
Oh,
And they will literally get in scraps because I touched one and didn't touch the other.
oh yeah. Oh, these girls were fighting the first few months we got them, and then overnight they decided to be partners in crime and get into the garbage every time we left the house.
Mm.
They realized they were
Mm.
more powerful as a team.
Yeah,
And
they're more
I'm like,
powerful as a team.
yeah, and then he was like all upset about it, and I was like, well, you wanted them to stop fighting. I mean, be careful what you wish for.
Oh God.
now they're
See,
now they're
Talon, she's like 7. Talon's 7, so she knows full sentences. And Prince is 2. So he's kinda in and he didn't get clipped. And I
oh
figured it's too late. I can't I don't have the heart to do it now.
oh yeah.
And he's a little dog, so we could sell those fast if it did happen. you gonna make a profit, boy. But he's in I'm a boy. I'm a boy. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, that mode.
Oh yeah.
So try me. I'm a boy. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
in that mode. And monkey see, monkey do. So he picks up. If he see her do it, he does it and he amplifies it. So she does this pawing thing where she'll paw when she wants to be tucked in for bed or wants a hug before bed or just wants some love. So he's like, oh, okay. So he'll come up behind me on the bed and in the back of my head.
God. Oh my
I'm
God.
like, no, son, no. He like, I thought that's what I'm supposed to do.
No, yeah, they
I got your attention.
yeah, they share they teach each other their bad habits, right? Not the good habits, the bad habits.
No, the bad ones.
Oh yeah, because like Didi gets into the garbage, so she's got Zoe doing that now. And Zoe barks at everything and nothing all at the same time for no reason, or every reason, according to her. And Didi, when we first got her, we didn't even know if she could bark. She was such a quiet dog. And now
Really?
now sometimes she'll start the barking and then she'll get Zoe going. And then I'm like, shut up! You know, I'm like screaming at the top of my lungs.
I have to have a quiet environment when I'm working, so I got them bark collars because Tally was picking up some of the puppy stuff because he's yappy and he's trying to prove that he's a boy. So the guy that lives in the house, the owner of the property, he'll be outside and they see this man every single day. They are the most friendliest dogs in the world. But for some reason, I guess because they're little, they feel like, you see me! You see me!
Right, yeah.
Come pet me! Pet me now! Come pet me! And that's why they're barking. They're barking because they want him to come pet. Because as soon as they come and pet them, they'll shut up.
Yeah.
You know? But I tell her, you don't have to demand attention like that because you're little. So I got them the bark collars. And now I have it to the point that I can beat one of them. Just beat. And they'll shut up. And then they'll both come to me. Beat. Now Prince is so good that I can just hold the remote. And he's like, all right, I got you, mommy.
Oh, it's so
I'm
cute.
good, mommy. Don't press the button.
Oh my God. I'm really glad to know that your dogs are like aggressively friendly, like in an aggressive way.
Yeah.
Because so is Zoe. Yeah. Nobody believes me because she's barking and she sounds ferocious and she looks like a mid-sized German Shepherd or something. And people are like looking at her and I'm like, but her tail's wagging. She's doing a happy bark. And she likes
wants
women.
You to come to her.
Yeah, she likes women. So she'll always bark at women, and the women are looking, and I'm like, she likes you. Her tail's wagging. It's a happy bark. She just doesn't realize that she sounds ferocious.
Right.
You know, but
she sounds aggressive. Right.
Yeah, but it's so
and Tally,
funny.
She looks like a baby pit bull. Honestly, she looks like a baby pit bull. She's thick, you know, like, and she's got the underbite, so her teeth never goes. She's all you know, like that. So it's kind of like,
baby.
But she's growling. Her teeth. I said no. She can't put her teeth away. Yeah, it's not her fault. Hey y'all.
Right.
How y'all doing? The puppy whisperer is here. Hey baby. He's helped me with my dogs. I'm like, they're doing this and they're doing that. Help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's just aggressively friendly.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have to be that way because, she's a little smaller than the rest of them. Is she smaller? Kind of, sort of shorter?
Yeah.
Because, dogs got this thing about height of their head.
Yep.
They always, want to have their head higher than the other
Oh, yeah.
animals in
Oh,
their
yeah.
hierarchy.
Zoe goes around the dog park and she'll bark the entire time. But I also think she looks like she's part black and tan coonhound. So she has hound in her. So she is going to talk. She's going to verbalize.
Yeah, she's
And
verbal.
yeah, and so she's barking at everyone, but most people at the dog park, most people are like, "Oh, really? Oh, is that so?" So like they get it. And then the rare uptight Karens of the dog park got to give the side eye to my dog, who's obviously a dog at the dog park.
At the dog park.
And she's a dog, and dogs bark. But okay,
and they bark and they run and they play and they tussle and they do all that.
Yeah, there was
but you might want to try a training collar, because I was scared to get one all this time because I'm like, but they shock them, and they were like, no. And after I read up on it and I talked to a couple of friends who are trainers, and they told me how to utilize with them. Now it's support. Like I said, I just give one beat on one of their collars. Both of them wearing the collars. One of the collars can be dead. As long as I got a beep on one of them, they both kind of respond. They stop and they come pay attention to me.
Okay.
And that's what I want them to redirect their attention to me. Stop barking. I just called you.
Right.
And they'll come on in, and I'll be like, well, y'all stop that barking. Now go back outside. And they'll go back outside and they'll be quiet. Just to kind of redirect their attention from, they don't realize that it's fun to them. It's kind of like a game. And for her, like, it might just, beep, and you say the command, beep, say the command until she get it. And then you be like, yeah, you're such a great daddy. And praise them.
Yeah.
It literally took me a week to get them to the point that they understood the beep means stop barking and come pay attention to mommy.
Yeah.
And they'll come back and they'll sit right there in front of me like, you called? And I'll be like, here go a treat. Now go sit down.
I'll try it, but Zoe's 10, so I don't know.
Tally's 7. She got years and years of bad habits. That scratching thing, she does it on people too. When somebody comes in, she'll jump and scratch. Jump and scratch, jump and scratch. And now I'll go beep, and she'll be like, hi, will you pet me, please? So I don't get beat
I would like to be pet right now. I'll wait.
Like, please pet me.
So cute.
Pet me before I get to the door.
I'll try it, because I know that they have the ones that aren't like a shock. They're just like a little buzz. They're just like little.
It's like
the phone vibrating.
Make a beeping sound. Yeah, that's the kind I have.
Yeah,
it just vibrates and it makes a beeping sound.
I could put that around my own neck and it's not going to hurt. So
yeah,
I wouldn't do anything.
Now, the one that Tally has on does have a zapper, and the only reason why hers does is because she's a runner.
Oh,
and she'll run out the fence, and the beep and the vibrate don't make her stop. The only thing that'll make her stop and come home is that she get a zap. And I felt so bad when I had a zapper, but when she turned around and they were like, zap her when she tries to run away, I zapped her, and she's like, whoa. Let me think.
That's so funny.
Think about life. And then she tried to run away, and they're like, do it again. I was like, I didn't want to zap her. Zap her, she stopped. Now tell her to come here. Come here, Tally. She started to run again. Zapped her, she's like, okay, come here, Tally. And she actually came to me for the first time. The only thing that'll make her not come to me is going out that fence. She's a runner. She's a track star. You hear me? That's been my biggest issue with her, is that run away. But she'll come back. It's just the fact that I don't want her to get hurt. I don't want her to run into the street and somebody hit her with a car. Everybody in the neighborhood, my neighborhood knows her right now. But what if somebody doesn't know her?
Yeah.
Like, That's my concern. She comes home. She know where home is. I just don't want her running away. I want them to be able to roam. As long as I'm out there, they can roam around.
Right.
And come with me. And
Right.
now I can beep her and she'll come back. And
That's
I
good.
haven't had to zap her again.
Okay.
I feel so bad though.
No, it's for her own good though. It's for her own good that she doesn't, get hurt or get trapped somewhere. Or these girls wouldn't dream of running away. They're so worried about what we're doing that they won't leave our side, even if they're off leash.
That Dottie hates going outside.
Yeah, she does. She's a homebody. Zoe likes it outside, but if I start to walk back, because sometimes I take her out. We live in an apartment complex, and sometimes after 11 p.m. or midnight, when I take her out to potty for the last potty break, I'll fudge it and I won't put the leash on. She'll just be free because there's nobody out there. So, but a couple times we've gotten caught by the neighbors.
And your dog doesn't have leash on.
No, she's barking at them. So I'm like, Zoe, Oh my God.
And see, that's the part, to keep them quiet when they need to be quiet when we're doing something.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm like, you're ruining it. This is
my biggest fear out here where I am is that we have birds that can literally swoop down and eat these dogs.
Whoa, yeah.
Right behind my bus is a nature preserve.
Oh my God.
It's protected land, so it's thick woods.
Wow.
And I've seen birds fly over that can literally eat the dogs. So I have motion sensor lights at nighttime, so it lights up my whole area the 4th of July at nighttime.
Yeah.
But if she runs out the fence, sometimes they like to go to the woods. And I can't guarantee that I can't get in there.
Right. I'm not going after you.
Machete.
Yeah.
This jungle, the atmosphere, the climate here is like the jungle. It really is tropical. It's raining all the time. And we have vines that go so deep in the ground, it don't matter how much you cut it, unless you dig 10 feet in the ground and get the root up, the vines are always going to come back. So we don't have grass. We just have vines.
Oh, wow.
Vines. That every year they kill everything that's in the grass. That ain't no grass.
Man.
It's like moss and compost ground.
Wow.
Dead leaves. It's fall year round. The leaves fall year round.
Huh.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't want them to get snatched up by I don't know what kind of bird that is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's like a falcon or something. Jeez. Eagle.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And then we have coyotes.
Aren't hawks? Hawks can pick up.
Hawks are here too. Mm-hmm. Big old owls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This big white owl and this gray owl over here. They're beautiful, but they're dog eaters. Yeah, I swear.
Wow. Jeez.
They will eat a dog.
Oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? My friend had ducks, and the ducks got ate up because they didn't have it covered on the top, so they were just sweeping in and just eating the ducks.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It's real life in Alabama.
Yeah, I see that.
And man, look, I'm trying to get a place by the water because I really want a fish camp. I'm trying to get land that's right on the water, and then I have to deal with gators.
Oh my God.
But I eat gator. So that's gonna be a food source. Oh yeah. Gator tail is delicious.
I'm gonna go, but it was amazing talking to you, and I hope to see you again.
You will, darling. I'm gonna go too.
No mud, no lotus. Look it up on Amazon.
No mud, no lotus. I got you.
No mud, no lotus.
No mud, no lotus. I got you. All right.
That's the book I gotta go look up.
All right, brown girl. I'm gonna call you Brownie from now on. Brownie. What's going on? But anyways, it's been lovely. We got to go ahead and roll. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down, get some rest.
Yeah,
Another
I'm
day
gonna
of
go
fighting white
try to get some
supremacy.
rest.
Another day of fighting
Huh?
white supremacy, man. Another day. Another
Man,
day, another reparation dollar never freaking
I
paid.
have a side note. I have a conversation with you about that, and just real quick, I I got confirmation from someone about this, the things that we do, and I wanted to share it with you. But I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
remember, so I can save it
Okay.
for another time.
Okay, got you. Got you. All right.
All
Well,
right,
you
y'all
be
have a good
safe
night.
and you be blessed,
Always.
all right?
Same to you,
Holla.
brother. Love you. Later.
All right, all right. Family, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate your love, appreciate your attention. Now, guys, I'm gonna be rolling out. Horns up, peace out, good night, and good luck.